Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are talking about the Epiphone Jeff Beck's Oxblood 1954 Les Paul tribute to a guitar icon. I believe Gibson already did this. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but now we have a cheaper, in quotation marks I should say, Epiphone version. I think it's priced too high, but I think like every Epiphone right now is priced too high, so we'll work with what we got. So get the iconic Jeff Beck's Oxblood 1954 Les Paul by Epiphone. This limited edition tribute features Gibson custom buckers and the famous Oxblood finish. Epiphone, in a landmark collaboration with the Gibson Custom Shop, has officially launched the Epiphone Jeff Beck Oxblood 1954 Les Paul, sending tribute to one of rock history's most iconic and sought-after electric guitars. This limited edition instrument allows fans, players, and collectors alike to own a piece of the legendary guitarist's legacy, embodying the spirit of the heavily modified 1954 Les Paul Gold Top, famously featured on the cover of Beck's seminal solo album, Blow by Blow. Authentic tone meets iconic design. And on June 24th, 2025, the day I'm filming this, Epiphone celebrates the birthday of legendary Jeff Beck. The Epiphone Jeff Beck Oxblood Les Paul limited edition is meticulously crafted to capture the essence of the original. It boasts a genuine mahogany body with a maple cap, providing the classic Les Paul foundation. The neck, a one-piece mahogany wonder, features a vintage-correct long tenon joint, ensuring superior resonance and sustain, and it's topped with a rosewood fretboard with 22 medium jumbo frets. We did a video a little bit while ago talking about how Epiphone did bring back rosewood finally. Of course, it's more so on the premium guitars. For tone purists, the inclusion of the USA-made Gibson custom humbuckers, pair of those will run you like $400. So there's a big expense right there. With Mallory caps and CTS pots will be a revelation, delivering the authentic, highly coveted tones of the 50s and 60s. The guitar is true homage to Jeff Beck's groundbreaking artistry. As Epiphone spokesperson stated, working with the Gibson Custom Shop, we poured every detail into making this a faithful inspiration and reproduction for enthusiasts worldwide. They even have the gap there with the pickguard, so this is kind of a custom pickguard, if you will. This image, the thing with Oxblood is it's so dark red, it will look black in certain settings, so keep that in mind too. This particular image is showing a good contrast of that, because if you looked at that real quick, I would just say, oh, look, a black guitar. Premium features for discerning players. Beyond its striking Oxblood finish, the Epiphone tribute includes several key factors that truly set it apart. You'll find Schaller M690 style tuners. However, officially mocked-up images show Grover branding on the rear. We'll take a look at the official Epiphone website. Just like Beck's original, ensuring reliable tuning stability, even through the most expressive bends, along with Gibson historic aluminum wraparound bridge, plus a set of gold speed knobs with nickel-plated dial pointers to finish the look. Thumb bleeders, as some call them. The authentic aesthetics extend to subtle details. The noticeable gap between the bridge pickup and the scratch plate. I wonder if maybe just the bridge pickup was originally put in the wrong place. Not really sure, I'll be honest with you. Jeff Beck custom large C neck profile. Playability is paramount, and the Jeff Beck custom large C profile delivers unparalleled comfort, allowing players to feel deeply connected to the instrument's resonance without fatigue. The inspired replica will only be available for a short time, making it a must-have for collectors and dedicated fans, so act quickly. The guitar comes in and is inspired by Gibson custom hardshell case and is bundled with vintage-style premium guitar strap, making it ready for the stage or display right out of the box. There's the nice little case there. There is the strap right there as well. Yeah, this is showing Grovers, a little bit different tuning key on the Grovers here. So I don't think you're going to get the Schallers. Got the Gibson style headstock. So there it is. There you have it. It's a cool looking guitar. I'm not going to lie. I am wondering if maybe was the pickguard wrong, or this had P90s. So actually that's right. If it's a 54 Les Paul, I don't think the humbucker came out until 57, if I remember correctly. So the pickups would have been in a slightly different position, I believe, regarding the P90s. So let's go ahead and just go through some of the images here. Those look like Grovers to me, just with different tuning buttons. Yeah, it's not like the typical, I think what do they call it, like a kidney bean shape. A little bit of a different tuner tip, which, Grovers, I've never had an issue with Grover tuners. I'll be honest with you. Let's go ahead, let's see, so $1,300. Yeah, we'll do with that as you will. This up here, down here it does say Schaller M690 tuning machines, but that is definitely Grover's. So I think that was a mistake. Maybe they mean that the tips, like they're meant to look like what he has on the guitar. So let's go to the neck. Custom large C, 12-inch radius, medium jumbo, aged mother of pearl trapezoid, which is interesting. I still find it interesting that Epiphone is putting real mother of pearl on a lot of their inspired by Gibson guitars, yet if you buy the actual Gibson Les Paul standard, it does not have actual mother of pearl, and you have to get a Les Paul custom or something like that to get those specs. Crazy. One-piece mahogany, Graphtec nut, glued in long tenon, Indian rosewood, 22 frets, nickel Schaller M690, single ply bell black cover, switch and rot washer is cream with gold text, control covers cream, pickup covers none, bridge Gibson historic aluminum wraparound. Now, is this the intonatable one? That's what I would like to know. No, it is not. So this is something where if you do end up getting this guitar, I know I have one Gibson that has kind of just this wraparound bridge, and you can intonate it, but if you want something a little better that actually intonates properly, you may want to buy a different bridge. That is what it is. So the pick guard, 1959 Les Paul cream, no bevel with gap above the bridge, gold speed knobs, nickel dial pointer, nickel plate, 2 bottom and upper bouts. Do we actually see what the strap locks are out of curiosity? It just looks kind of like a standard strap button there. Saddle material is aluminum, dual action truss rod, which is delightful. Ivory switch tips, cream plastics, Gibson custom buckers, Switchcraft toggle and Switchcraft output jack, 2 volumes, 2-tone, CTS pots, Mallory caps. There's really nothing in terms of this guitar that I would really change. In terms of the pickups, in terms of the tuners, possibly the bridge. Not a huge fan of that bridge. That's what they had back in 54, and then he customized it. I am curious what Gibson custom buckers are going for at the moment. So, let's see. One Gibson custom bucker is going for about $230 new. What if I go shopping? I'm just curious. So $490 for a set, used $300. So, that's a premium. I'm curious if we have an Oxblood Epiphone Les Paul. Is that, an option? Not really. Let's see if we can find a solid top in the mix here. It's a custom color, so that's going to get you two. Maybe not. What if I just do, I'm curious if there is one. So Oxblood Epiphone Oxblood Les Paul. Let's see if we can find any that aren't Jeff Beck's. Not really. So this may be the first time Epiphone is actually offering this finish. So that is something. So, ultimately, it's going to be based on, do you want to pay the premium? Gibson custom buckers, we'll say $400 right there. So, take $400 off the price, there's $900. Take $100 off the price for another custom color, we'll say there's $800. Another at least $100 for the case. So, now you're down to $700. And what is just an original, like a 50s Les Paul going for now? Yeah, $700. So I mean, there's your premium. In terms of the resale market, I would say it's mathing up in terms of what it actually cost Gibson / Epiphone. Not really. You know those pickups cost them nowhere near that amount of money to make. It's literally just magnets, copper wire, some plastic, some metal. And the reality, the actual components of a pickup, maybe $15, maybe $20 a pickup. Pickups are not expensive to make. They've been around forever now. The amount of wines they do specifically, the name branding, that's name branding adds a lot of money to pickups. So Seymour Duncan, DiMarzio, EMG, Fishman, Gibson. Fender, to a certain extent, not as much. People really don't like Fender humbuckers for some reason. I don't know what the beef is with that. I've never had an issue with one. But name brand recognition definitely jacks up the price. And then, of course, you have Jeff Beck's name on it, too. I think this is a really cool guitar. Do I think this should be $1,300? The answer to that is going to be no. Of course, no. I think this should honestly be the price of what they sell the standards for, and I think the standard should get knocked down to about $500. Is that going to happen? No. No. If I find this on the used market or if I find this in a local store, will I pick it up and play it? Of course I will. If it's someone's trying to sell it for half the price, because that's what these go for. The Epiphones, a lot of even the signatures, they're readily available. You can still get them new. They don't hold a lot of value in the aftermarket, and who knows? You're talking half the value. So, but if you're buying it for yourself, you just want it, you're afraid they might run out, I'm going to keep it. There you go. But at this price point, buy a Gibson. Gibson's going to hold better value. They just do. Gibsons always hold better resale value, ultimately. And at the end of the day, it's going to be the choice of the consumer. But I still think the prices are ridiculous. Do I think this is a cool guitar and worth buying? And I think everything that should make a good guitar is in this guitar. Yes. Yes, I do. And I will leave you with that. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, leave a like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, as always, have a good one.